Okay, welcome everybody to our open session part of the meeting. Can I have approval of agenda, please? Thank you. Is there any disclosures of interest? Hearing none, we're going to recess council for a bit, and we're going to have committee of adjustment, minor variance, and consent for severance. Application number A1-2021 and B1-2021. This is a public hearing with respect to the application for minor variance and consent for severance submitted by Shirley Hamilton on behalf of the Incorporated Synod of the Diocese of Algoma. This application is to sever a new lot from the holdings of St. John the Evangelist Church. The intent is to create the new lot currently occupied by St. John's Rectory and make it available as a single detached dwelling. The parcel to be severed, where St. John's Rectory is, will have an approximate width of 22.59 meters, 74 feet, an approximate depth of 25.95 meters, 85 feet, and an approximate area of 0.058 hectares, 6,275 square feet. The corner parcel to be retained by St. John the Evangelist Church at Winnipeg Street will have an approximate frontage of 23.1212 meters, 76 feet on Ontario Street, an approximate depth of 25.938 meters, 85 feet, and an approximate area of 0.06 hectares, 6,490 square feet. Relief is therefore sought as follows for the severed lot from the provisions of the Scriber zoning bylaw. Residential R1 zone. Minimum front yard is 4.5 meters. The proposed is 4.17 meters. The relief sought is 0.33 meters. Residential R1 zone, minimum interior side yard, 1.5 meters. Proposed 1.22 meters. Relief sought 0.28 meters. Residential R1 zone, minimum rear yard 7.5 meters. Proposed 6.75 meters. Relief sought 0.75 meters. A change of zoning destination is also sought for the severed lot from the institutional zone to the residential R1 zone. This change can be accomplished by the Committee of Adjustment as a change of use variance. Example, institution to residential R1.
Notice of the public hearing was published in the Terrace Bay Scriber newspaper on October 26, 2021. Notice was also posted on the Township website.
We will first hear from the clerk any submissions received in writing. Then we will hear those in support of the application and those opposed to the application, then from the applicant. All those wishing to address the application, please direct their questions through the chair. We have a copy of the plot plan to review. Is there anyone who does not understand the application? We will now hear any written submissions from the clerk.
I received no written submissions.
Okay, there is none. Is there anyone here in support of the application?
here.
Okay, one. Is there anyone here opposed to the application? We will now hear from the applicant if she wants to speak.
No, I think you've covered it all. We appreciate your support if we can get the Committee of Adjustment to approve it.
Okay. The committee will now make their decision regarding the above application.
In terms of the application, it was reviewed by the planner, and part of his review, it seems to be meeting the conditions for the test for minor variance, as well as applicable planning legislation. So in his perspective, this would be quite the applicable application for the minor variance and consent. Want to vote on applications A1 and B1 2021?
Yes.
So all in favor?
You don't want to pass that around?
It doesn't need to be passed around. We just need to record
Okay.
who was for it. So.
Okay. All those in favor of the application? Okay, thank you. That's 5 of us. Let me read it.
Application A1 and 2021 and application B1 2021 have been approved by the Committee of Adjustment, as the variance is considered minor in nature, desirable for the use of the land, and in keeping with the general intent of the Township of Schreiber's official plan and the zoning bylaw. No objections were received in response to the public notice.
Okay, thank you. We will adjourn the Committee of Adjustment meeting at 7:08 p.m. Thank you. Now we'll reconvene council meeting.
Thank you, folks. Appreciate it.
Okay, Shirley. Thank you, Shirley.
Take care.
Take care.
We have no delegation and minutes of the previous meeting. Resolution 284-21, moved by Councilor Morrow, seconded by Councilor Sales, that the minutes of the special council meeting held October 22nd, 2021 be accepted as circulated. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Carried. As soon as I passed it. Resolution 285, 21, moved by Councillor McGrath, seconded by Councillor Stefuric, that the minutes of the council and committee of the whole meeting held October 26, 2021 be accepted as circulated. Discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor? Carried. Business arising from the minutes. Resolution 286-21, moved by Councillor Morrow, seconded by Councillor Sales, that council approved the purchase of 2 used 4,500 PSI Scott AP50 Scuba from M&L Supply at a cost of $2,200 excluding shipping and applicable taxes. Discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 287-21, moved by Councillor Stefuric, seconded by Councillor McGrath. The council approved the attendance of D. McGrath and K. Mullins at the virtual 2022 Roma Annual Conference and General Meeting to be held January 24th, 25th, 2022, and that expenses be paid as per township policy. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried.
What was the date on that again? Sorry.
25th, I believe. January? 24th, 25th?
January 24th, 25th,
24, 25.
Accounts for payment. Resolution 288-21, moved by Councillor Stefuric, seconded by Councillor Morrow, that checks issued on the general bank account in the month of October 2021 in the amount of $156,000, $156.14 for general accounts payable be approved and ratified. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Try that again. Resolution 289-21, moved by Councillor Morrow, seconded by Councillor Sales. The bank debits issued in the general bank account in the month of October 2021 in the amount of $54,385.72 for payroll be approved and ratified. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. We have no unfinished business. So resolution, going into other business, resolution 290-21, Moved by Councillor McGrath, seconded by Councillor Stefurek, that bylaw 37-2021 being a bylaw to authorize the borrowing of funds for 2022 operations be given first, second, third, and final reading and enacted. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Yeah. Resolution 291-21, moved by Councillor Stefurek, seconded by Councillor McGrath, that bylaw 38-2021 being a bylaw to authorize the Township of Schreiber to enter into a license agreement with Her Majesty the Queen in Right of Canada as represented by the Ministry of the Environment be given first, second, third, and final reading and enacted. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Keep taking their stuff together. So we'll go into our committee of the whole part of the meeting. Department reports and committee board minutes. The first one up is Community Economic Development Manager Report.
So work on the hydro poles has been started with some replaced and relocated. I don't know if you checked it recently, Mooney, but I think most of it is done, right?
They changed the broken pole on the corner. They changed the far pole near the fence that's going to be used for the guide. They haven't pulled any poles yet, but when they come back to string the guide, apparently they're going to pull, I believe it's 4 poles.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a quick conversation with Austin today, and they're getting a hydro truck tomorrow to help them do what they're doing with the water. So it sounds to me like they're going to be in town tomorrow, so hopefully that's the job they're doing.
Okay. Other than that, they had RML's loader, and it's been moved to the Old Town lot, and no further work is really anticipated until spring next year, so everything's going to be kind of all hoarded up, and hopefully we'll get construction back on schedule again in spring.
Did the equipment and everything come in, like for the playground and stuff?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
so it's just, so it's ready to go?
Yep, everything is stored and ready to go.
Good.
Hopefully everything else will, arrive, anything else that needs to be ordered.
Mhm.
So
Where are we storing that equipment?
it's there on the, it's all fenced in the
Okay.
old,
It's all protected, fenced in.
yep, town hall.
It's still bundled up. Okay, number 2, bylaw enforcement officer report. Okay,
This one, the second one about land maintenance bylaw violations, states ongoing storing vehicles on vacant lot before the courts. Which vacant lot are we talking?
We can't go into any further detail because it
Okay.
would be identifiable.
I get that, yeah.
Should you wish to, inquire any more about it, we could put in a closed session meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
okay, community, number 3, community economic development meeting minutes.
Okay, I can speak to that, I guess. We had a good meeting. Some of the things that are ongoing, strategic plan, that will be working with investment attraction consultant later this year. He's supposed to be coming back with a report, I believe, the 3rd week in December. That's what I have in my notes. And the Discovery Center, that's final touches are being done on that, or that project will be completed and paid out, and then we will have some apparently access to some pretty good video of our community, and we'll be able to put together a promotional video.
From the few shots I've seen when they were putting together the video, it was just excellent footage from the gentleman they got to do all that drone footage.
Yeah.
Really good stuff.
Yeah, I've seen some of the drone footage, and it was unbelievable. Well done, yeah, absolutely. Wayfinding, I guess the only thing left is the municipal display signs along the highway. We're waiting for the MTO to get back to us on where we can put them. The new visitors brochure will be, staff is working on putting together a brochure for new visitors to our community. A6 trail construction, that project is completed, and I know there's a few people that have been out hiking it, including myself, and really well done. Encourage anybody to get out there. And the beauty of that hike is it's advertised as going to Picnic Table Lookout, and there is a picnic table at that first lookout, but the beauty of that trail is if you just go another 100 meters down Cascal Trail, there's another gorgeous lookout that takes in. It's a little different view of Lake Superior, more of a southern view of the lake, Copper Island. So it's a 2-for-1 hike. And I guess that pretty much covers it.
Okay, number 4, thanks, Dan. Number 4, beautification committee minutes. Guess I could talk to that. We had a meeting there last week, and we discussed everything, but we have some in memoriam cards. Not quite sure if they're totally printed yet or not, and where they're going, but we will have them out for people to get. We decorated the Christmas tree out here in front of the town office already. It's all ready to go. We're going to coordinate it with lighting up the tree on the hill with, I guess, with Jean for December 1st. We were trying to get the traveling trio to in right now, but they're not gonna be ready for December 1st. I got the message last night. So we'll probably just have some hot chocolate and everything, and we're discussing, we had some extra lights left over, and so we were discussing putting them over at the Cenotaph Park. One of the members has talked with the Legion, and the Legion, obviously, we just out of courtesy, and they don't have a problem with lights going there, as long as it's after Remembrance Day, of course. We don't know if we can make that happen or not yet. And we'll see, and we've talked about light up the night planning, and we do have a date for it. We're looking at Sunday, December 5th at 6 o'clock, but nothing is confirmed. We have one or two little issues, but once we get them worked through, then we'll confirm the date, and we'll go from there. It was a great experience the last time, and it worked out really, really well. I think it'll be good. We hope we can get. We're hoping to make it happen, for sure. I would say 80%, 85% right now. And that's about it for that one. So number 5 would be Recreation and Festivals Committee meeting.
Okay, I can speak to that one. And we had another good meeting in November 1st. Of course, discussing Heritage Day 2022, we're trying to get a good head start on that festival, as we know it's going to be a big one, our 30th anniversary. Did have a delegation come in, and their group want to host a concert. Northwestern Ontario Breaks Out, and it's a celebration of all birthdays, anniversaries, and thanks to all frontline workers that kept us going through a COVID-19 pandemic. So there'll be more information coming out on this, but the idea is to have a concert located in downtown Scriber with the arena as a backup in case of bad weather. So that'll be in conjunction with our street festival on that day, which is we'll start earlier. This concert I think will probably start around 8 o'clock at night, not until 1 o'clock. So some great news there. We're looking for nonprofits to provide luncheons throughout the week. We're not having any trouble filling up our schedule for those 10 days. Like, there's a lot of ideas, a lot of good ideas, and more to come. So that's it for Heritage Days. For a Halloween contest, we did vote on the winners at that meeting. There was 4 age groups, and the winners will be announced on Facebook. So there were some really good submissions, costume submissions.
Yeah.
So it was kind of neat. That was kind of fun to vote on all the winners. Winter Carnival looks like, and hopefully that's going to be a go this year. It's looking pretty good, so we're trying to get some ideas on what to do there. Pictionary will be back. Family Feud, the game Family Feud will be back. sliding party be back. And possibly if the outdoor rink, and that's something, if the outdoor rink is in use, then we may be able to have some kind of event at the outdoor rink, so. And also, the committee would like to have a family skating party during the holiday season sometime after Christmas. So that's about it for that report.
Okay, thank you. Good stuff. Number 6, Scriber Public Library Board meetings minutes.
Anyone have any questions? We did have our Ross Court representative step down, so they're looking at trying to see if we could get another representative from Ross Court. So a letter's been written to the service board, I believe.
I see there's no applicants for the Canada
Yeah.
Summer.
And there's still no applicants.
Still no
for-
applicants, eh?
For I think a great part-time job.
I would think
For
so.
anyone between the ages of 15 to 30 that might be listening and want to work roughly 15 hours a week
Yeah.
until your contract's up. It's a pretty sweet job. And it's shocking that there's been no applicants.
Like what, I mean, it says that advertising continues. Like, are we advertising in all the normal?
Yeah, I think she's in the high school. She's
Yeah,
in
so
it's in the page.
it's not
She's
from
all
lack-
it's all over.
Not from lack of advertising, it's just there's no interest,
No.
which is,
Been a challenge.
And I explained that it's not just because it's the library. It was it's a challenge everywhere. We had trouble
Oh,
filling
yeah.
our summer students. We didn't get to fill them all. So I mean,
Mhm.
yeah.
it's just the way it is. It's just kind of sucks.
Yep.
So if you know anyone though,
Should open it up to seniors maybe.
not a bad idea.
I know in the Tourist Information Center in Terrace Bay, there were some seniors working in there.
Fall into the age category.
Yeah. Your funding would depend on.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, thanks for that, Dave. Anybody we can do 7, 8, and 9, that's the Aqua reports. Anybody got anything picked out in any of them?
Nothing jumped out at me. on those.
Nothing, eh?
This is an update. We have a new operating manager. Instead of Patrick Albert, switched to Patrick Couture. And
Easy to remember his name.
yep, other Patrick.
Patrick.
Mhm.
What's his last name?
Couture,
Couture.
Couture. Patrick Albert's taken over more of the Thunder Bay side of things, and Patrick Couture is in this, I believe from here, Manitouage.
He's from Mark Bay.
One thing.
So is here like, somebody like in that position, they're here on a regular basis, or how does that work?
They travel in between. If anything major pops up,
Right.
come into here. But they're not part of the regular staff at this location. They take care of multiple water plants for municipalities nearby.
So they're, so are you saying they're only here when there's an emergency?
Nope, they do visit on a regular basis, but since they have multiple plants that they're looking
Yeah.
at, they go in between to
Sure.
cycle between all those plants.
Okay.
Okay, hearing no more discussion on the water sewer reports, move right into question period.
questions.
No questions, Nathan? Okay, communications.
Number one was interesting.
Mhm.
Is that something that concerning for municipality in any way, Nathan?
Well, according to this, right, it's stating that it's underperforming, and they're calling for, you know, an inquiry as into why that's the case, right? So, I can tell you as a municipal employee, yes, it's concerning.
As a municipal employee it would be, but as a municipality, I mean,
Yep.
that's
As
some-
as a municipality, right, it's you do want, what do you say, Omers to perform well. It is one of the, what do you say, perks in order to attract
Right.
employees, so. Again, though, it's a very high level kind of discussion going on here, stating that, I guess in QP's views, there are some red flags they've noticed, and they just want to get answers.
So we wanna pass this motion they're talking about here.
That's, it's up to you to look into this. It's, right, it's, the recommendation, all they put again is, it's at a very high level. I mean, they did do some third-party review from, this, PBI actuarial consultants, which, they also stated that they think that there's a significant gap in performance between OMERS and other comparable public pension plans and funds. So it's not like they unilaterally just decided, you know, that they thought that there was an issue.
So who would comprise this so-called third-party expert review business, you think?
Yeah, that would have to be, in terms of how that's gonna be done, that's gonna be quite interesting, because, I mean, OMERS, I guess, would have to be willing to house a third party review everything. In terms of the governance, again, for that is something that I would have to look into and research, if that's what you're interested in knowing, how OMERS is governed. This could also be something that you want to just watch and see if, you know, other municipalities are, how they're supporting as well, or you commit to how you want to respond. The same correspondence was sent out to neighboring municipalities as well.
Right.
Well, did it not go to all the municipalities in Ontario?
I imagine so.
Right.
Yeah, I imagine so.
Number 2 is interesting, that's, the highway out by Rainbow,
Yeah, they're finally gonna straighten it out. It's a bad patch of highway, especially in the wintertime.
Going down after the park, eh?
Yeah.
And down and.
Down and around through that S-curve.
yeah, I always thought it would go up, but I was totally surprised when I seen this, so
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah, it's gonna be straightened right out, eh?
It's gonna be south of this area now.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, you can, if you glance down the hydro line and kinda have an idea where it's gonna
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
I think you'll probably see a lot of that happening. As I heard that Steel River, you know, where you go down there, it's supposed to be straightened out too.
Oh,
That's good,
yeah, that's good, that's for sure.
it's taken a few lives.
Mm-hmm.
DSAB board meetings. Nothing really.
Nothing really jumped out at me there either.
Okay, well, let's move into unfinished business then. Minister's delegation requests.
Definitely the one we need to have is Minister of Energy, in order to at least try to move forward with the Oxford Power project. Is there any other ones you want to?
I definitely want, I'm not giving up on, I think we should talk to Ministry of Infrastructure again.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what my suggestion was.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, we got some news from her, but we should be talking, definitely talking to her about our sewer project and our Ontario Street Water project. That project's got to go. It's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's got to go. So we got to get some funding. Anybody, anything else to jump up at you? Dan?
No, I think that's a good place. Those are two good suggestions.
We currently do have applications that are being reviewed by Ministry of Infrastructure, our ICFP Green Stream for that Ontario relining, so
Yeah.
it would be good to touch base on that.
Yeah, and we got to call into Patty's office too. She's
I'm trying to schedule that.
get back to us here by Friday.
Okay.
So just have a little bit of a talk. Okay, we'll get them ones. We'll get them ones written up. They got to be written up by the 15th, I believe it is. So. The Scriber Public Library Memorandum of Understanding.
So I had a staff meeting last Monday, I think it was Monday, and we put together a draft based on the document that was had a legal review done from Terrace Bay, and staff also reviewed it in order to put in whatever components we believe needed to be amended and changed. So at this point, we have a draft that's been put forward for council to review. If there's no questions, concerns, or anything that council wants changed, my next steps would be to take this draft and send it to the library for feedback. Once the library has put, their comments, whatever they want, and I'll get that draft back for council to review again.
Yeah, I think that's where we're at then.
I mean, the good thing hopefully with this agreement, I mean, it was passed in Terrace Bay, so, we know that everything that's put in here has been on the table for another municipality and had, full legal review, so hopefully this should move fairly quickly.
And this just covers off everything that's been happening with the library over the years. Nothing new that's.
Yeah, and of course there's going to be, what you say, some unique components to our library, right? And
Yeah.
our library board should be would be able to cover all those unique elements again. The whole point again of an MOU is just reaching that common understanding between both parties on how things should operate, right? So.
There's a statement here under this here where it says that the board, the library board, will adhere, or pardon me, the board will not knowingly place the township under any undue risk. Like, what do they mean other than monetary risk? What risk are we talking about here?
In terms of risk as a municipality, right, we got unfortunately all kinds of risks from, again, a lot of it is covered by our general liability.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a bit of contract jargon that's put in it's pretty commonplace in these contracts. I mean, it is also pretty common sense that no one would intentionally, want to act recklessly, to put the municipality at risk. But that is pretty commonplace in contracts. Let's put that in.
Right. Well, I guess it's rather broad scope, let's say.
Yeah, it is broad scoped.
So I guess, yeah, send it off.
Yeah.
Okay, we have no other business. So that's it, folks. That's the end of the meeting. Resolution 292-21, moved by Councillor Morrow, seconded by Councillor Stafuri, that the meeting now adjourns at 7:47. All those in favor?